A new year is upon us, and many of us are setting goals. What about you? I have 5 tips for you to set some amazing goals for this year. I saved a really good one for last, so be sure you check that one out. I also have a template for you to use so you can set your own goals this year. Check that out in the description. I've been setting yearly goals for over a decade. Each year I read books, watch videos, and browse articles on tips for how to plan better. Here's the first tip. Pray before you plan. The Bible says that if we commit our plans and activities to Him, He'll establish them. We might have a plan or a trajectory we want for our lives, but it's the Lord who determines our steps. In fact, Proverbs 19:21 says that God's plans are what will ultimately happen. If you need help getting started with prayer, I've also created a video that you can watch to help you pray the Bible. I'll link to that in the description and you can watch it after you finish this one. Tip number 2, list out your roles and priorities. You'll probably have 5 or 6. For me, they're spiritual, personal, family, church and ministry, vocational, and social. So under each category, I've got roles and activities that correlate with that category. So for example, under spiritual, I'm going to have disciple or child of God, spiritual growth, and then biblical learning and instruction. If you haven't done it already, now may be a great time to actually write out a purpose statement that defines who you are, that defines what are you living for. Because if you know what your life is all about, that's going to inform your goals and habits in each area. Tip number 3, set your goals for each role. I recommend setting quarterly goals. They're more manageable, and if you can hit a goal within 3 months, that'll give you a lot of momentum for the rest of the year. If in 3 months you're not working towards your goal or you're struggling, you can always scrap that goal and choose a new one. It was beginning of 2022. I set literally 38 goals.
What?
And I burned out like the 3rd week of January. I literally just stopped hitting my goals. I stopped thinking about them. I got burnt out. You know, it would actually be much better for us to set 2 or 3 goals. And, you know, if you got 20 or 30 things you want to improve upon, knock out 2 or 3 goals and then move on to another one. Tip number 4, ask this one powerful question. How will I set up my life to achieve this goal? I would recommend that if you're gonna set goals, that you go ahead and write an intention. How will I hit this goal? What am I gonna do today, tomorrow, next week to be a person who strives toward that goal? I always get caught up in, I wanna get ahead, that's one of my goals, but then I never actually take steps to get ahead, and it just makes no sense. It doesn't help me, and it won't help you if you don't have a plan. Tip number 5, dig deep on habits. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get 2 lists. On the first list, I want you to write down habits or things you do that could keep you from reaching your goal this year. On the second list, I want you to write out habits that if you kept them, it would actually help you reach your goals. Then you create a daily plan. How am I going to incorporate these habits into my daily life? I want you to check out these 2 books. The first one is by Tim Challies. It's called Do More Better. He's got a productivity system that's super quick and easy to implement with very detailed, specific steps. The other book, which is an even deeper dive, is What's Best Next by Matt Perman. It also really emphasizes a spiritual and a biblical foundation for why you should be productive and get stuff done. You can glorify God with your life, and that's the whole point. And remember, it's progress, not perfection. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Yo, so I took up running. I'm pretending I'm running from a dog. Even though there's no dog, it helps me run faster. And in case your friends ask you why you screaming and running, you can tell them that you watched this video. So go ahead and like and subscribe and go tell your friends that you learned to run from fake dogs on this video. Woo.